Tier 2 running backs, obviously a very, very thin group because it's these two guys. It's Christian McCaffrey and then, of course, Austin Ekeler here at the top, Barry.
Yeah, proud FantasyLife.com investor Austin Ekeler.
Couldn't get McCaffrey?
We pitched it to him.
Still working,
honestly. We did talk to his agents. There was some interest. There was actually some interest there. But at any rate, yeah, both these guys are, obviously 3-down backs that are heavily involved in the passing game, have a lot of high touchdown equity on offenses that we think are going to be among the best ones in the NFL. I tend to wait. I found myself waiting on running back in the majority of leagues. It's just because as we get into it, you'll see there's so much this year. Wide receivers have been elevated, and as a result, you're finding good running backs in the 4th, 5th, 6th round that you can live with, and so getting elite wide receiver. But both these guys are worth a first-round pick because of their touchdown equity, their 3-down usage, their passing game usage as well. Remember, Austin Ekeler last year had an almost 19% target share. McCaffrey, each of his past 3 seasons where he's played at least 16 games, he's had over 1,800 yards from scrimmage. So we think, Kyle Shanahan's going to kind of unlock him.
So that brings us to Tier 2, obviously much beefier. In Tier 1, it's just McCaffrey and Ekeler, like we said. When you look at Tier 2, Bijan, Saquon, Nick Chubb, Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, and Joe Mixon. Jay, out of all the running backs we've gone through in the first 2 tiers, which of them are you willing to use a first-round pick on?
Well, I think the guy who's not going in the first round at the moment, but we might look back in a month and be like, why wasn't this guy a first rounder, is Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
Because from week 7 to 16 last year, he was the #1 running back in fantasy. And Ezekiel Elliott was playing a lot of the time then. And I just think that the fact that that is going to be an offense that runs the ball, that is explosive, that is going to be, we expect the top 3 team in the NFC, be in touchdown position. Here's the thing, Pollard last year was RB8. And he didn't even get red zone carries.
Yeah,
he did that without red zone carries with Ezekiel Elliott there. And I just think everyone is putting Saquon above Tony Pollard, and I get it because he's more established and he's had the workhorse usage in the past. But I don't know. I might just prefer Pollard over Saquon at this point.
The only question about Tony Pollard, and I agree with you. Like again, he was on my very short list of my potential fantasy ride or die. He's there on the cover of the Roto World Fantasy Football Draft Guide. The only concern with him is 2 words: Michael McCarthy. Okay. No, I honestly like Mike
McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Isn't his issue that he runs the ball?
No. Right, but he likes to sometimes use. I mean, again, so it was like a 3-year-long joke of free Aaron Jones. Like I literally started that hashtag on my old show because Aaron Jones was so good and so explosive, and he would keep running these guys that were just plotters, and use multiple running backs. We're like, free Aaron Jones. What does Aaron Jones have to do? Like we like Jamal Williams, but Aaron Jones was so explosive, and Jamal Williams was kind of like this guy. And anyway, so my concern is, do you see more Rico Dowdle than we want? Nothing against Rico Dowdle, but I'm just like, that's my only concern is he like a 15 to 17 touch guy, not a 20 to 22 touch guy?
That's fair. And my concern about Pollard would be that he broke his leg, which people don't really seem to remember. Is that he did fracture his fibula in that game in the playoffs against the Niners. So that would be the thing. Maybe he's not quite as explosive. Maybe they ease him back in because that is a pretty severe injury, obviously. But I think that he has all the upside in the world to be the #1 player in fantasy this year.
And that's some footage right there against the Texans. And you don't just run on the Texans unless you're super talented.
It's only Pollard and Derrick Henry. Those are the only 2 guys
they can run it. No, but anyway, we just see him catch a touchdown pass, which is Dak goes through his motions and then checks down, gets credit for a touchdown pass, even though Tony Pollard does all the work there. No big deal.
My
MBD.
man Dak.
Yeah.
I'm all in Cowboys this year. I'm all in Cowboys this year.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and RotoWorld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from RotoWorld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.